saying. At least you have your health.
Health's not good enough.
Not everyone shares your sense of humor.
Health is wealth.
Evolve. Evolve.
We evolve through pain.
Evolv The Podcast.
Andrea and Julie.
It's time to begin.
Hello and welcome to Evolv The Podcast, episode 14. I am Julie Saunders.
You are, and I'm Andrea Wacott on a good day. Now, this is the podcast that's all about health and humour and everything else to do with life, like
Everything
footy.
in between. Yay! Footy!
Look at her go crazy.
I love it. So
You
we are,
really do.
Yes, we are on the eve, or this show is coming to you on the eve of the Grand Final. Yeah?
And the thing
AFL
about
Grand Final.
Grand Finals is everybody gets excited, whether you're a footy fan or not, because I don't even like football, but I love someone having a Grand Final party and inviting me.
That's right. And you know what? We have our tradition. It doesn't matter who is in the grand final. We have our tradition at home, led by my son predominantly, who decorates our lounge in everything Geelong. It doesn't matter who is playing.
He just wants to celebrate their performance throughout the season.
We love the boys. Yeah. So we sit down together and we watch the game together and eat yummy snacks. That don't involve lots of protein, although it does for my son, I think.
Well, for me, it's an excuse to smash a pie.
The 4 and 20.
You can't go wrong.
It's a tradition, isn't it? In going to the football, I must say though, I don't. When I'm at the football, I'm not a big pie fan.
Really?
I don't like pastry.
Un-Australian.
I know, but I do.
I don't like pastry. Who doesn't like pastry?
Oh no, that's not me. Who doesn't like cottage cheese?
In fact, all of us at this point.
That's right. That's right. But
I have another one this week, Julie. It's going to be better.
I'm so glad I brought it up. So, no, it's an absolutely amazing time. So, and it's been ups and downs of the season for everyone, I'm sure, but for Geelong, it's a little bit of a slow start there. And, so now I
What do you do after football season?
WAFL.
WAFL.
Support the girls, absolutely.
I think that is the biggest thing. There are so many AFL supporters out there that just drop off after the men's has finished? No, get out there and support the women. Same game, they're just as good.
I can tell you, I seriously, I feel like I would have been so there had it been available when I was
You
growing
would have
up.
been awesome at that.
Love it, yeah, absolutely.
You're rough and tough and got the guts.
Oh.
I don't mean those guts.
So, no, get out there and support these beautiful girls and women playing the game, and it's footy all the way.
And if your team is in the grand final, lucky duckies.
Exactly. We can't say any more than that because we don't know.
We don't know. Good luck.
Yes.
Cottage cheese, anyone?
Oh, I really regret mentioning it. Andrea, I don't want to do cottage cheese anymore.
But I reckon I've gone better. I reckon I've found the recipe that's the winner of them all.
There just isn't one.
Hang on, you haven't even tried. Just
I can smell it from here.
It does have a bit of a pungent, I won't say odour because that sounds bad.
It's just smells off, like curdled milk.
Does it smell a little bit like tacos at all?
No, I don't smell anything really, but
All
like sour.
I'm going to let you pick which one you want. I made cottage cheese
What
chips.
are they? They look burnt.
Cottage cheese chips. They kind of have to be burnt. And they're nicer when they're straight out of the oven, right? And they're crispy. They kind of go soft.
Oh.
They go soft in the container.
Oh, they are.
And I made them
soft.
yesterday.
Oh.
Well,
At least they're kind of fresh.
So basically all they are is cottage cheese dolloped onto some baking paper. You put on top some everything bagel seasoning. Have you heard about this?
Do you know what? Apparently that's like on fire on the TikTok.
Absolutely,
particularly.
TikTok. Where I live.
Yeah, that's right. She does. And somebody used it on something, and then now you couldn't buy it. So you told me about that. I actually rushed out and got some.
Yeah,
here. Can you hold that up?
Yeah, I
please?
will. And you know what I thought? I thought there'd be more seasoning in it. Like it's just really garlic, onion, sea salt, and it's got sesame seeds, right? Black and white sesame seeds. So I didn't think that was enough flavouring. So I added a bit of taco seasoning on the top.
Oh, hey, I bought that too.
Oh, look, I noticed that. This is not the one the nasties one. Mingle.
Mingle
nasties.
hasn't got any nasties in it, yeah?
Yeah, no nasties.
Oh, Andrew, like,
No?
they're better than the other things you've made.
Yeah?
With cottage cheese.
That's almost positive.
But to be quite honest, if it didn't have that, did the recipe actually say go and put this stuff on it?
It said everything bagel, but it didn't say about the Mexican. I'm just going to eat another one to remind myself.
Look, I haven't spat it out this time.
That's a good
So
time.
that's a step forward. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you, I wouldn't reach for that container.
Not going to be at your grand final party snacks?
I would, no. No. I like to enjoy my day.
Well, it looks like it's back to the drawing board.
And I must say, I'm really hoping the bit that's in my mouth right now hurries up and goes away.
You just got to wash it down, I think.
It tastes sour.
It sticks around for ages.
Oh,
You'll be picking this stuff out of your teeth for a long time.
oh, yay.
That's right, we'll move on to something better, I promise.
Andrea, what have you got there?
I have got a smelly treasure.
Excellent.
So I promise I won't rave on about it for too long, but I love perfumes. And
Me
I love
too.
spending money on expensive perfumes.
And you smell nice.
Thank you. You often comment on
I
my
do.
perfumes.
I've stalked you down about what you're wearing.
You have, because we have similar tastes when it comes to them.
You know when you smell someone and you go, oh my gosh, that really triggers me, because it really does. You know, if you and I will go up to people and ask, what perfume do you have on, please?
Oh, absolutely. And I get asked a lot about some of the perfumes that I wear. And one of them is called Narcisco, and it is beautiful.
It is beautiful.
But it's very similar to some others that I've worn, like Yves Saint Laurent, which was Dahlia Noir, hard to find, but that's gorgeous. Smells very similar to Stella from Stella McCartney. I'm getting there. The Dupe spot, I have discovered, has the best.
Is that what it's called,
knock-off.
the Dupe spot?
The Dupe spot. They're in Melbourne, so they're handmade in Melbourne.
Knockoff perfumes.
Knockoff perfumes. And it is absolutely...
Do we say knockoff or just inspired?
I'm going to say
by?
knockoff. I don't know. Can I spray a little bit on you? Have a smell, because I know you love a perfume that we're going to talk about.
Oh, yes, I like that.
Isn't that
And do you know
really-
what? I've never smelt Stella
Yep.
by Stella McCartney
Yep.
before.
But let me tell you, it is spot on. This is number 44 from the Dupe spot. 50 mils. So this is a pretty decent sized bottle.
How much?
$34.95.
Oh, I'm loving that.
Isn't that
So $35 gets you 50 mils.
50 mils? You can buy 100 mil bottles for $54.95.
What would it cost of the Stella for 50 mil?
Oh gosh, like you're talking $180, like for a decent bottle. Like it's expensive stuff, right? So the other thing was they sent me a couple of little samples. Don't you love a company who sends you samples?
I do.
It's like a bonus in your little pack.
It is.
And you'll
it
love
sucked you
these.
in and you're going to go back.
I'm so going to buy from them. This is two different little Tom Ford ones, and I know you're a fan of Tom Ford.
I am a Tom Ford fan.
And you're a fan of duping. Knocking off.
Well, now, do you know what? I didn't actually know until a beautiful friend of mine introduced me to the fact that they even existed. And that's only a couple of weeks ago.
Are you serious?
Yeah, absolutely. Had no idea that these stores existed.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some, pretty dodgy knockoffs in the chemist, and you smell them, you're like, oh, that smells nothing like it.
This is totally different.
This is a whole new ballgame.
I mean, it's where I walked in. It was a really sexy store. It was like dark and moody. It had it was like Harry Potter. It had bottles,
Beautiful
all
glass
over,
bottles everywhere.
Yeah, all over. And I was like, ooh, I want to try everything.
Yeah.
And I was a bit confused. So they have like a menu. I don't know how they termed it actually. Whether it was like. It's inspired by. I see you've got one there, but I started looking through, and of course
They say they're recreations crafted to resemble the originals, but may not precisely replicate them.
Yeah.
Mind you, they are damn close.
Lots of words for knockoff.
Yeah.
And so, of course, what I did is go for something that I know.
It's a great way to compare.
One of the things, perfumes that I absolutely love by Tom Ford is called Rose Prick, and it is ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, Tom Ford, crazy
but
prices.
so good.
Yeah, and they last and they have that
they
depth
do.
of smell. There's something about them.
However, it's not something that I could afford to wear every day.
No.
So I was very keen because I'm such a fan of it at the moment. It's really my thing. I was very keen to try that out, and so I did. And it comes in a bottle like this.
Oh,
All right, so this is
pretty
the
bottle
this is
too.
the original. This is a tiny version of the original because that's what I could afford. In fact, my beautiful daughter bought that for me.
That's lovely.
So yeah, and she saved up to buy me that, which cost an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
And if you have a little smell of that, it's $50 a spray. No, I don't know.
What is it? Just to sniff it? Like, what do you charge me?
That's right. And so it doesn't smell exactly the same. I mean, the depth of smells and fragrance in this is amazing.
I can see what you're saying, but the notes. I sound very official when I say the
You do.
notes. Very demure.
like wine.
They are very similar.
They are similar. And so I was very sceptical, but I committed to it. At first I smelled it and went, no. Then so I thought $35. So mine was the same,
Yep.
$35. And I've worn it several times now. And nearly every time that I've worn it,
Someone's commented.
yes, positively.
Yep.
So I'm pretty impressed by that.
I think that they are
Yeah.
fantastic, and never be ashamed to wear a knockoff. That's what I say.
No, I think, it's just impossible for most of us to sustain, these beautiful, well-made luxuries, and they are. However, if you can't do that.
Everydayers, these are perfect.
Yeah.
So Palermo,
Tom Ford, I'm sorry.
he's making enough money. Palermo, Westfield, Geelong, or possibly some other Westfield stores around the state, and the Dupe Spot that are on the web, thedupespot.com.au. Check those out and save yourself some coin.
Yeah,
And at least it got rid of the smell of cottage cheese, right?
but not the taste.
So we've been asked a lot of really great questions from you guys on social media and our email, and thank you so much for sending those in. We're going to tackle a few of them tonight, just a few, and we'll try and do some each episode maybe, Jules.
Good.
Yeah, sound like a plan?
I hope it's good.
You hope the questions are good. Actually, the first question is from Kylie P. Now, she asked, Julie, did you train when you were pregnant, and if so, how much, how often?
I did, actually. But I should say I was already training.
Yeah, so you're already fit to go in.
Yeah, which is a really important thing, that you need to be cleared by your doctor to be able to do it, and it depends on the level of training that you're doing. So, I was already training, and I actually was, I would run when I was pregnant, up to a certain size.
Just because it becomes uncomfortable, or because it's dangerous, or both?
Well, it depends on what's going on, but it becomes uncomfortable. You just, and things relax a little bit. So, but in the first and second trimesters, I continued to do a bit of running. I still trained at the gym, and yeah, I sort of continued to do that. I was mindful about what I did. Then I just went from running to walking because I was huge.
Just
with
to
my
keep
first-
moving.
Yeah. So, yes, to answer your question, yes, I did. And then I continued right through with some forms of exercise. And then not that long after,
I was going to say, how long did you wait until after?
well, I went back to walking. So
Yeah.
the steps, walking when I could, obviously working mum and having a baby, you just do what you can. And then lifting, going back to lifting weights, very light weights.
The baby's
And
at
there's-
least 6 pounds.
That's right. And then, you have to be very careful about your entry back into it too. And you really need to seek, professional advice.
I was going to
back in.
say, your doctor and a professional
Pre
trainer is
and
probably a good idea.
postnatal, absolutely. You definitely do.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, Danny Kay asked us, are we going to Oasis? Which I thought was a nice rando question.
It's rather random.
It is. I love Oasis. Would I sit online and try and get tickets for Oasis? Probably not.
I really enjoy live music.
Oh, I haven't been enough lately.
I would go, but I'm a bit like you. It almost gives you a headache trying to book them. And they're so expensive now.
expensive.
But, and then you elated when you get them, but it's almost like, it's almost depressing when you don't.
I know, but like the whole Taylor Swift thing, like...
Yeah, my daughter loves to go and I love going with her, but they're just the crazy prices.
It reminds me, I tried to get Bluey coins from Australia Post and their website went down. And I just thought they'd be worth money one day, so I thought I'd buy some. And it's like, oh, here I am looking for Taylor Swift tickets again, for damn Bluey coins. But Oasis, no. I did love Wonderwall. It was my song when I was young. Loved it.
It is the best, isn't it?
Oh, it's a gorgeous song. Lovely, lovely. All right, so thank you, Danny Kay. Nicholas J asked us about our footy finals thoughts, but Nicholas, please just go back to the start of this podcast and listen to that. That'll answer that question.
We did a whole segment for you.
And Sarah R has the funniest question.
Oh, dear.
What do we think about tadpole water?
What?
I had to follow the link that she sent me.
I've got plenty of tadpole water at my place. We have a dam.
Yeah, no, it's not the same water that your horses might be drinking about now, Jules. I've prepared, as per the recipe, this tadpole water that Sarah's talking about.
Oh
and
my gosh.
Visually...
Are they actual tadpoles?
No.
I haven't got my glasses on.
Put your glasses on.
Just a minute, please.
It does look like frog spawn, but it's not.
Oh, my gosh. What is it?
It's chia seeds in water.
Oh, it's all lumpy.
Yeah, I think you just want to... Do you want to stir it? Because you're going to try it.
Oh, okay.
You're just practicing for when you go on Celebrity.
It's like,
Get me out of here.
It's like black cottage cheese.
Apparently, right. So let me just give you the highlights on chia.
Why would I be doing this?
Okay.
Can I just put it in the smoothie like I normally do?
I think you're meant to
chia seeds-
soak chia seeds.
Are you?
Yeah.
Chia seeds are good for you.
They are good, but they're better for you when they're soaked, I think. So, all right, I'm going to read you the quick summary.
It's actually a bit like goopy.
Yes, it has a slimy texture and it has in there chia seeds, a little bit of lemon juice and water. So the main point
is that it?
Chia seeds are rich in fibre and that helps your digestion and makes you feel fuller for longer, and it helps regulate blood sugar. It supports heart health because it's one of the richest plant-based sources of omega-3 fatty acids.
It actually doesn't look very appetizing.
Which lower triglycerides and reduce the risk of heart disease. It can help you lose weight because it absorbs up to 12 times its weight in water and helps you feel fuller and hydrated. Lemon juice, of course, helps with the immune system.
And possibly the taste.
Skin health, enhancing iron absorption, so that's pretty important.
Because of the vitamin C.
Sure. And lemon juice is alkaline, so that's good for you. Makes your body alkaline. But just be careful to always, if you eat them dry, don't choke to death. And,
well, if you inhaled them, yes.
And increasing your fibre intake suddenly can lead to, and I quote, digestive discomfort. So I assume
Because you have to poop.
Well, there could be pooping, there could be other
Blockages.
noises.
Oh, like gassy.
Mm-hmm. So
Protein powder does that.
Try that.
Protein powder does that to you a bit too. It doesn't look very appetizing at all. And the
Not at all. And
texture
in fact,
is...
I might just have a normal water.
The texture is, as I said, it's kind of like thick and a bit goopy. All right.
Do they really have a taste?
There's no taste. It's the texture.
Yeah.
Do you want to try some? I don't know, girl gems.
Not today.
It's a little bit like, I would imagine, having frog's eggs. It's not unpleasant. It's just
It's
a
like
weird...
strawberry seeds.
It's like a weird texture, don't you think?
Yeah. It's weird. Definitely weird.
Look, to be quite honest...
If that's a good health benefit drink.
Who wrote this in?
Sarah R.
Sarah, I urge you to pop these little babies into a smoothie And if you need them to be like all plump like that, then
Soak them first and then put them in your smoothie.
no, just pop them in your smoothie. Pop your smoothie in the fridge for an hour and then have your yummy smoothie because honestly,
Tadpole water looks sucky. It doesn't taste too bad. If you would like to send in some question or some interesting thing that you found,
but
please
no recipes, please.
because Andrea makes them. You can send an email to evolvethepodcast@gmail.com, or you can jump onto our social media and DM us.
Do it.
Do it now.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. And normally we do our highlights, but I have decided that this whole episode was my highlight this week. I've had so much fun. Thank you.
My highlight was not having to have any more cottage cheese.
You get to go home and to a cottage-free zone.
That's right. That is a highlight.
Till next episode.
Evolv the Podcast.
Say goodbye to Andrea and Julie.
This episode of Evolv the Podcast was co-produced by Julie Saunders and Andrea Waycott. If you wish to get in contact with the show, please reach out on social media. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, or email evolvethepodcast@gmail.com. That is Evolv with no E. Thanks for listening. Till next time.